Welcome to Flawless Game Movies. I am Mystify, and today we are going to continue our Let's Play for Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition. As always, I will start with showing the equipment, but this time around we're doing it a little bit different because I have a legendary to identify, so let's do that. And we find it to be the Barber, which has a little bit more damage, so I'm going to equip it anyway because for now I'm just looking at the damage stats and I'm showing you guys the other pieces of equipment in the meanwhile. As you guys can see, we are missing 3 items, but I'm sure we will find them in the next few episodes. These are the skills I'm using, changed a little bit up, with the biggest difference being the utility Steed Charge and the secondary attack being Blast Hammer. And not doing anything with the Paragon as of yet. The follower hasn't changed all that much. But since we have a new weapon, which is a one-handed weapon, I don't need the heavily strength, so I'm going to see if one of the 2 other passive skills, which is Favor, is better. And I'm choosing Favor over the Vitality because I need the damage output. I think it's a little bit more important than the
I used to love traveling, seeing the world.
than the energy, the life regeneration at this point. So let's open up the temple.
We will make this world safe again.
Temple is open. Enter and defeat the guardians within. Although they are my brothers, they will seek your death when you enter.
So let's kill this champion. I just was looking at the Blast Hammer skill, see how it worked. I was like I said in the earlier episodes, quite a fan of the Hammered in Diablo 2. Of course, one of the disadvantages of being a Hammered in was that taking on a few enemies with the Blast Hammer skill was pain in the ass. So we'll see. My best guess is that this disadvantage is still the same, because the enemies can walk through the waves of hammers. But we'll see. So far it isn't annoying, and they are doing quite a lot of damage. The trick of being a Hammered in the earlier days, and I'm guessing it's the same over here, is that the hammers start on the left side of the hero at the shoulder. So you need to position yourself in a way that the first hammer will hit the closest enemy. But we'll see. From what I could have seen now in the first encounters, is that it does work the same way.
I admire your persistence.
And who is this you bring with you?
And I just like to see a lot of hammers flung into the air. It's a nice animation. But for now we're trying to retrieve the second sword piece. And of course Magda is annoying as always, so we need to destroy
Could my mother be alive after all these years?
Time will tell.
her followers.
And what is the power within you that she spoke of?
This fight was too
In the meanwhile we also became level 15, so we do have a new few skills and runes to choose from for the next episode.
But instead turn them into misshapen creatures and send them to war against us. We may die, but not before she is sent.
Here,
So let's talk to
take this
Deckard.
other sword. Magda now seeks the third.
I remember a glow streaking towards a fishing village.
The only fishing village near here is Wortham.
You're right, Leah. It must be Wortham. There is a ferry on the edge of Tristram that will take you there.
Wife? Don't think I don't see you. I was thinking.
And we're just walking by the enchanter, and I will elaborate a little bit more on that point a little bit later in the game. The things I always do in Diablo is, in the start of the game, I try to not spend spend as least money as possible, because the things you can acquire there are quite useless a little bit later on. So, except for potions, they do have their use. So in the start of the game, I don't try to buy as much. It just has no use. You're just being stuck with items you can't use because you're too low level, or useless crap, which is because you found something a little bit stronger in the next act. Talking about the next act, I might cut a little bit of the gameplay from Act 2, because I'm doing the complete Act 1 walkthrough. But I think this we will end Act 1 in at least 2 more episodes after this one, if I'm a bit fast, because I try to get episodes of a half an hour, and I see that I have issues in determining where I want to cut off the episodes. We'll see. We're close to the 3rd sword piece, the stranger, and of course Magda shows up again to ruin our party, but it's just giving us an opportunity to test our new skills. I still need to get used to Steed Charge, because I think it has a nice synergy with Hammertime, with Blast Hammer, because you can just release your hammers and then leave
I don't like the look of that.
with Steed Charge. But the point is of Blast Hammer that the enemies around you die. So in the lower levels it could be useful, because and this is Steed Charge, just to show you guys. In the lower levels it could be useful to just get away from dire situations, but in the later levels I hope my Blast Hammer skills are so strong that I don't need it. And at this point I favor the Provoke skill as a utility skill, because I can keep up Blast Hammer a little bit longer. So let's get the 3rd sword piece. Just like smashing things with my smite skill.
While you were on your hero's errand here, I captured all 3 sword pieces and your friend.
Okay, so let's get back.
It's your choice, Cain. Either use your heraldric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
Oh, this pain, this destruction. What is the sword to you?
To me, nothing. To my master, Belial, everything.
Here we see the true power of Leah for the first time.
Your rage is overwhelming, girl. You win this round, but if the sword cannot be mine, I'll claim the one it's bound to. In the end, the blade shall be mine.
Uncle, you can't die.
Nothing can stop that now. But there is one last thing I must do. The sword must be made whole. Just as I suspected, the sword is of the high heavens. The stranger is an angel. Heed the journal. The truth lies within.
Uncle Deckard. If only I could control this power, I could have saved him.
I'm sorry, Leah. It is hard to see someone so close fall. I will go after Magda.
Magda and her master Belial. The journal speaks of an angel falling from the heavens as the shadow rises from the abyss. The stranger is the key to all of this.
We must bring him the sword, so that he can fight at our side.
When my power erupted, I saw into Magda's mind for an instant. She's fled to the highlands. You can reach them through the caves above Wortham. You have to know, she'll be waiting for you.
She won't have to wait long.
Wise ass comment by our Crusader. So let's chase after Magda and the stranger. To get in the highlands. And there we got one of the missing pieces, an amulet. I don't know how good it is, but we'll see in the next episode. Let's get this spiraling out of the way. And with the law we unlocked, the law of Valor, we can attack a little bit faster, which is what I want to use in conjunction with the Blessed Hammer skill, because we can then fling the hammers a little bit faster around, increasing the chance that they will hit somebody, but also increasing our options to enhance our damage output by using Smite in the time we save. This is always a maze, so just guessing which way we have to go. If it's the right way, I'm lucky. If it isn't, then you guys have a little bit more of gameplay footage to see. And we'll find some of the items which you can use to create or craft items. And again, a new level. And I hope this will keep up a little bit the leveling, so we get more skills to try out and we're not using the same stale build. Because like I said, I just want to try at least most of the skills out once. So we can choose, make a good decision on which build to use in the end game stuff. And I guess we guess good. So
come close and feel her loving embrace.
Rest easy, now.
we see the lunatic we found at the beginning of the cave as well, who likes to be eaten by spiders and breed them, apparently. But some people are sick fucks, so whatever. So let's see the queen and end her reign.
Please help me. It's horrible. She sucks the innards from her victims. Oh, no. No. It's too late. I hear her. The Spider Queen is coming.
Spider Queen?
And there I was positioned wrong for the hammers. As you can see, I was just missing her. Now I'm not, and then you can see the damage output is a little bit higher. Let's get out of her toxic pools. This isn't a particular hard boss fight, so I think the Skeleton King is a little bit more difficult. Although we did that one quite handily as well. So we'll see how it goes after the in the end of this act. But if it's becoming too easy, then I will up the difficulty a little bit and make Act 2 a little bit harder for ourselves.
Not ready yet.
Let's get back some wrath. So we can hammer the queen. Let's blind her and then fire some hammers. I really like the shield glare skill. For some reason it never fails to work. And it's both a good offensive as defensive skill. Depends how you want to see it. It makes it possible to stay that much longer in close proximity with the enemies, so I can use the hammers more effectively. And there she goes. We found another equipment piece. So we only have one equipment piece missing. Of course, the follower misses a few pieces as well, so we're not complete yet. So we're in the Highlands Crossing, so let's go. Another woman wants to talk to us.
Horrible being stuck in there like that. Thank the gods you came along. What are you doing out here?
I seek a man taken by the Coven.
The Coven. I saw them dragging someone into Leoric's manor house. Perhaps it was the man you seek. You might have a small bit of trouble reaching there, though. I'm not proud of this, but I stole the stuff of a powerful Khazra shaman. The Khazra went mad and chased me to the caves. You can find the stuff in my cart in the Highlands. If you take it to the Khazra barricade, perhaps they will let you pass.
These lands once belonged to the...
Not enough wrath.
And now these hammers are doing quite a bit damage. Instead of the in Diablo 2, you could you had the skill trees which you could enhance the spent skill points in the different skills, so you could make them stronger. But in Diablo 3 they've chosen the way that you have runes, so it's a little bit more forgiving, because with the skill tree, once you chose, you couldn't go back, and this time around we can use everything we like.
I like to think the world is safer now.
There we got a waypoint.
Not yet. Not enough wrath.
You guys toss spears, just ordinary weapons where I chuck with lightning. So I guess we'll win. Let's kill this shaman first.
I require more wrath.
And again, I'm just guessing where Leoric's manor is.
Though new Tristram and the fields surrounding
Let's
it
get
have
the
been
extra
resettled,
experience from it.
the highlands remain empty, save for the crumbling ruins of Leoric's old outpost. The king built more than one watchtower in his paranoia, but now they cannot even ward away goatmen and wild beasts. A tragedy, really.
Not ready.
So as you guys can see, I'm trying to kill the Highland Walkers as fast as possible, because if they let these plants sprout all over the place, it will do an incredible amount of damage. So they are my priority in these little battles. Further on, we're just trying to bash our way to Leoric's manor, and I guess we've found it. At least the Gazra stuff.
My wrath is low.
Let's watch out for these little snowy crystals, and I missed one, I have to be honest, so I just got frozen, got stuck. And in this point of the game it isn't that much of a problem, but if there are loads of enemies around you, one can imagine it is a problem. And there we were in time. There we have the stuff. The Moon Clan warriors keep coming. We have another boss. A shaman. Which is electrified, so we need to be careful. I just saw we have the last piece of we were missing from our equipment, a second ring. We just found it, so. And on top of that, we gained another level. So I think this is a nice point to stop with this episode. I will show you guys the new build, of course, as always, in the beginning of next episode, as well as the equipment we just found, and maybe even more. I hope you guys like this episode, and I hope we can reach the Halls of Agony next time. I hope to see you then. Bye.